Thank you very much, Superintendent. There's one thing she said right there. Thank Taylor. She is fantastic. And this may surprise you as someone who has worked my career in television, but I want to focus on myself for a little while. That may shock someone in TV. We'll call it an exclusive, but I just want to take just a few minutes here to talk about, we all have a why. No matter what we do, there's a reason why we choose to do whatever we do, and especially if we choose to volunteer and to serve our community. And something like this, it takes hard work. I would also say it takes a bit of luck as well. So I'll talk about, each of you have a story the same way, and we could each share separate stories where the luck comes into play. I'm lucky that Jorge and Guicha, my grandparents, met in Cuba. And also very fortunate, they grew up in that Cuba and not the Cuba that the regime has left behind today. I'm lucky that a librarian's assistant from the Bronx and a teacher and coach from outside of Cincinnati, Ohio, Middletown, Ohio, somehow met in San Antonio, and that's how I am here, how my sister is here. I'm so lucky that at Texas Tech, that's where, I can't even look down because she's crying right now, where I met Taylor, and you're the perfect complement. Support me so much, and I am so proud and so supportive of you. So thank you, Taylor, for your support through this. Can't even look down there anymore. They're tears of joy, not of sadness. But I talk about this because we're all lucky to live in a place where we can volunteer and we can choose to give back and support our community. We're lucky to live in a country like this. In particular, we're lucky to live in Lubbock and a place like this where it's really just ingrained that you help your neighbor, you support each other. It's what we do. I'm thankful to Brad Moran. I didn't forget his name. I was looking where exactly he was. Brad Moran, more than a decade ago, when he was chairing the campaign, introducing me to United Way, said it's going to change your life. He was exactly right. So thank you at Raymar for introducing me to United Way those years ago. Thank you to my boss, Greg McAllister, and everyone at KCBD for being able to work at a place where community service is valued and allowing me the time to serve in this capacity. It's special to work at a place where that's the paramount of what we do is serving our community. I'd like to thank Ruben Villarreal and Bobby Benally from our news leadership team. They took on extra work so I could do this over the past year. Now I want to talk, that's enough about me. Let's talk about the staff at the partner agencies. They are special people. They're not doing it for the money. They are bought in completely into the mission of what they do. It's challenging work. It's tough every day. Every time you visit one of these places, you see they're plugged in. This is what they want to do, and they believe in what they do. I also want to talk about the United Way staff because we have a special staff here. They make this happen. I had a small role in it. It's the staff that drives this, and anyone who's volunteered with the United Way will tell you how special our staff is. Between trips somewhere else across the country, Glenn and Val Cochran are here. Thank you, Mr. Cochran, all the years, they got the joke. Thank you all the years ago for your mentorship at the United Way. And talking about the staff, Teresa just joined the staff about 4.5 weeks ago. There's a special place when someone has just started, a special culture, and you understand, okay, she already is talking about what we do. It's because of the culture that's been built up at the United Way. I also forgot to mention, and this is good news for everyone in here, on Glenn Cochran's part, probably paramount to every luncheon or meeting we've ever had is get out on time. So we're going to honor that. Even think like if you listen to news radio and they'll say, when's news time? I think we should do it here at these meetings. Glenn Cochran news time, it is 12:23. We'll get you out on time. From the staff, Will, always adapting to help make a campaign successful. Hannah's expertise on data entry. Lindsay, understanding marketing, how to market and share our message. Alpha, keeping our finances in order. If you've heard anything about Alice, Libby is responsible for that in educating so many people in our community. Lynn, we work so closely through the LE division for years. Every last detail of knowing how to handle every last campaign, things that pop up. Amy, your expertise and knowledge and just the history of all that you've done at the United Way. And our CEO, Amanda, who is taking that position, trying to hide in the back, but everyone can turn back around to the back to see Amanda back there. You as our leader, so well respected and the perfect person to lead our organization. We have a very special staff that makes all of this successful. Now, I don't know why I had the luck I did. I had a really easy childhood. But then you hear the stories and realize there's so many kids who are not as fortunate as that. You hear some of the stories these kids face, it's heartbreaking. But when you hear how the agencies step up, you realize why what all of us do is so important. And I could share stories from every agency. I'll just pick one. Again, in interest of time, Glenn said get out on time. Derek Danner at the Children's Advocacy Center told me, no matter what happens in the legal system, from the offender is convicted many years to that person never gets caught, that's all what goes down at the courthouse and through the legal system. That doesn't matter, though, when you talk about the child, because the child they support has a life sentence. What happened will be part of their past forever. But because of agencies like CAC, what will be much better will be their future. That's the work that they do. Now, this work isn't done. It's ongoing for all of the agencies. Nearly half of Lubbock County is either in poverty or just one financial emergency away from facing financial disaster. This is where we step in. Because of all of your support, our partner agencies change lives. It makes a difference today, and it will continue to pay dividends into the future. Thank you to each of you. Thank you to every person who has contributed to this campaign, every person who volunteers, give some of their time. Thank you to each of them. I'm not going to cry now that I can say thank you to Taylor right here. Thank you to everyone who shares the story of the United Way. If nothing else, if you can say, I learned something here today and share it with someone else who doesn't know our story, that's a win. So I'd like to thank each of you, because together we are growing our future together. Now let's get the show on the road with the real reason we are here. Let's hear about these specific numbers. I'd like to invite our campaign vice chairs on stage to help me about the good work their teams have been doing. First, we'll hear from my friend, AJ Martinez, with the Live United Golf Tournament. He chaired golf for us today, this year, and was a great success. AJ.